We promised we would also make you guys a little video to showcase the new infotainment system that comes in the 2020 Outback. It's also in the 2020 Legacy. No doubt we're going to see it in other models or versions of it. This is definitely marks a pretty big departure from what Subaru has done in the past for in-car infotainment systems. So what we're looking at here is an 11.6-inch screen. James is here again, James Youngblood. If you haven't met James before, he's one of our sales consultants at Huberger. He knows this stuff inside out, so we'll kind of let him take the reins here, but we'll sort of give you a app by app, blow by blow sort of breakdown of the infotainment system. Try to keep it a little bit short so we don't get too long-winded. But the screen's obviously designed to kind of mimic your smartphone screen. You've got a variety of different controls set up a lot like a smartphone is set up these days. So starting the top, I noticed we got a map function here, but my phone's got multiple map functions already. So what's going on? What do we have? Like, what is this? What are we looking at here?
Sure. So the map is going to be your standalone navigation system. When you go into
if my phone wasn't plugged in, I'd still have this.
If your phone wasn't plugged in, you didn't have your phone, anything like that, it has navigation capabilities in of itself. It doesn't need any smartphone connected device to run this navigation system.
And it's also showing me what time it is, outside temperature, stuff like that. And I do see that on any screen that I'm in.
Correct.
And I also have persistent climate control down here at the bottom as well.
Yep, that'll remain the same even if you go into that navigation portion of the screen.
Cool. Okay. So then we got radio.
Yeah, and that's basically just going to take you. Got some Beatles.
Let's not listen to the Beatles. Let's turn them down.
So that's basically going to take you to all your radio capable items. So your FM, your AM, your Sirius satellite radio.
Okay.
You're first going to notice what is currently playing. So right now in our system we have Sirius XM that's playing. So it's going to tell you what's there. Just below that you're going to have all your preset icons there. So whatever channels you like, you can save them as your preferences there.
Okay. And it looks like I've got several screens, 3 screens that I can save.
Yeah, it looks like about 18 presets.
Okay. Right on. And then I have some audio quality controls here, so an equalizer.
You have your fade, your balance, and your equalizer, so you can make all those bass, mid, and treble adjustments to your liking.
Okay, and then depending on what model vehicle we have, we're gonna have different speakers and stuff like that too.
Right. We are in the 2020 Outback Limited XT, and this particular model is equipped with the Harman Kardon sound system. It's a higher wattage sound system, a little bit better quality. It's an upgraded sound system, to say the least.
Cool. And then, so let me go use this home button, get back to our home here. We got media, so this is where I can select whether I'm using CarPlay or some other type of media. No CD player on here.
Right, they've eliminated the CD player as time goes on. Some of those things disappear.
Now is this first model year when there's no CD player?
There were some other models in previous generations that eliminated the CD player, in the Impreza and the Crosstrek, but for Outback, this is definitely a little bit newer, not having that CD player.
Right, so pretty much that's just going to be your smartphone these
your
days.
Bluetooth, your auxiliary, USB, those other type of connections that aren't radio oriented.
Okay, and then I've got my phone functions here, so I have my phone plugged in, so basically all this has done is it's just split the screen between my radio functions, and then up above I've got your very typical CarPlay. I have an iPhone, so we're looking at Apple CarPlay. This does work with Android Auto as well.
It does, yes. So under that phone section, you're going to have the ability to connect through Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, as well as link your phone to the Bluetooth if it's not already hooked up to the Bluetooth.
Right, and I haven't linked my phone with Bluetooth to this car, but I would be able to make phone calls and such that way if I wanted to. Okay, cool. So moving along, we got phone. We'll kind of skip apps because it's a little bit redundant in this situation. There's just some of the same stuff you already see on the screen. Car info is going to pull up some great stuff though. So we're going to see here under driving statistics, we're going to see the attitude of the vehicle if we're going up and down a hill, whatever kind of incline we're on, it'll show you that. It'll show you, like, these tires will light up in this diagram as the all-wheel drive system activates.
Yeah, so it's going to virtually tell you what power is going to what wheel, and if there is any slippage, you're going to be able to see where that slippage is coming from.
Right, it'll turn yellow or something, right? And the tire that's slipping will turn yellow on here.
Yeah.
Then if we go up into the advanced package, we got all kinds of information here about the other, mostly this is safety stuff, right?
Yeah, so this is gonna typically pertain to your eyesight features, your pre-collision braking, adaptive cruise control, lane departure warnings, the blind spot detections. It's gonna show you which one of those features is on individually, and kind of list all the features in terms of safety that are on this vehicle.
Right. And it tells you what the systems are. So if I go into this little square with the eyeball in it, it tells me that this is the driver monitoring system, performs driver recognition, and provides alerts for drowsy or inattentive driving. Driving while a pirate, with eye patch, stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah. And then these other systems are the same kind of stuff. This is eyesight up here, so that tells you what eyesight does. You've got the what is this?
Blind spot detection.
Blind spot detection. Right. So that's what that is. Let's go back to home. Subaru Starlink. That's a whole other topic. There's a whole bunch of functionality wrapped up in Subaru's Starlink system. We'll get to that in another video, so check that out. The CarPlay, this just takes me into my CarPlay functionality. And then from there, CarPlay's, again, kind of its own topic. If you've got an iPhone and you're already driving a car that supports CarPlay, you already know about that. If you don't, Apple's got a ton of resources on their website that you can go learn more about CarPlay. This just functions as CarPlay's designed to function. Subaru doesn't influence this little interface, so we won't waste any time talking about that.
Right.
And then there's this My Subaru app, which in the future we'll probably make a video about, but this is really something you're using from your phone. It helps you with service reminders and stuff like that. There's different features inside there.
Remote features that link you to your vehicle, unlock, lock, remote start, various features there that give you a little bit of connectivity to the vehicle.
Right. Now, on the second screen here, if we swipe to the left, just like your smartphone works, there's other apps, so you can add more shortcuts and stuff for future functionality expansion. But also not to be missed is the settings menu here. So there's a ton of stuff in here, everything from setting your clock to connecting to your home's Wi-Fi or another Wi-Fi hotspot. What's that about, by the way?
Yeah, you can create a Wi-Fi hotspot from the vehicle there, name it, put a password on it, so it essentially allows a Wi-Fi hotspot to be broadcast from the vehicle itself.
Right, that's pretty useful if you're camping or something.
Yeah,
you want it to,
have multiple devices in the vehicle.
Just use the same,
Keep the kids occupied.
Sure. Reminder screen, there's different stuff you can be reminded about birthdays and needed maintenance, stuff of that nature. You could, there's camera controls here, so we can turn on our rear camera delay control. I don't exactly know what that is, but I'm assuming it shortens the delay for when the camera turns on when you put it in reverse.
Correct, yeah.
Stuff like that.
You can go into your sound settings, adjust your bass, your treble, your fade, your balance.
Yep.
You also have the ability to go into your navigation settings and do things like avoid tollways, set the arrival distance or time. It has an automatic zoom, traffic warning tones. So a lot of different preferences that you can change for those navigation settings.
You can also see what version of the map you have too, which is good to know. Now to get that map updated, they just need to make does that just happen whenever they're in for normal service?
Yeah. Typically every so often you'll want to do a map update just to make sure that everything is current and accurate.
Okay. Files, that's worth mentioning. So driver profiles, you can add a driver in this model, which has driver focus. that function is going to add a driver, remove a driver. So if I'm driving this vehicle, I have my smartphone plugged in. When I put this in park, it's going to tell me, hey, you haven't added yourself to the system yet.
Correct.
But I can also go in here and manually add myself. So I name myself my name, I'm Alex. And then from here, it's going to remember what my preferred seat settings are. It's going to remember that, what my radio station presets were, all of that kind of stuff. It's going to know that, so that when I get in, you'll notice actually when you start up a vehicle with driver focus, on the instrument cluster, it'll tell you that a driver scan is in process. It's using its facial recognition to see who's driving. So if James is driving, it'll set the seat the way he wants it, so on and so forth.
Correct.
If it doesn't recognize the driver, it's not going to change anything. But it will give that new driver an opportunity to create a preset for themselves. Right?
Exactly.
And then last thing, there's another little button on the bottom here, and this is just a shortcut that gives you all your vehicle dynamics. We're losing a GoPro here if you're wondering what that beeping is.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yep. But this is like a quick way to get to turning your X mode on, turning auto vehicle hold on. You can turn on and off your steering responsive headlights, all that good stuff.
Right, and you can also go into the driver assistance section, and that allows you to turn off the pre-collision braking.
Which you're going to want to do, because eventually you're going to want to take this thing through a car wash.
Exactly.
And you don't want all the sensors going off while the thing's trying to wash your car for you.
Right.
Yeah.
So that section is where you're going to be able to turn off individually any eyesight feature that you currently don't want on. Blind spot detection, lane departure prevention, pre-collision braking. Those are going to be listed under that section.
Okay.
And then you also have a other section in there that allows you to turn off that driver monitoring system, the auto start stop, as well as adjust the warning volume, the cruise control characteristics that we talked about earlier, as well as change your units, miles, gallons to kilometers if you wish.
Yep, makes sense. Thanks so much for watching our video. We love making this content for you, so please comment or ask questions if there's something else in the Subaru world that you'd like to learn about. Don't be shy with the like button, and please subscribe, as those actions help other folks find this content.